They provided Pakistan with evidence, and Pakistan was forced to take action. It was literally India's 9/11, and the response was diplomacy. And now we're bombing mainland Pakistan without solid evidence. That's what I mean. How the were they more restrained after that? And that was direct. Is it simply organic buildup and resentment? And Modi constantly hitting the Muslims button over and over again. Ketty Spike, please do not compare us to what genocidal apartheid say. Ketty Spikes, I'm sorry, but Modi is also a fascist. Like, what the and so is Donald Trump, and so is Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't think that's a controversial take at all. And also, they all despise Muslims in general. Muslims inside of their own borders, and certainly Muslims in other countries. Like, Modi has led pogroms internally inside of India directly. So I don't know how you can say that that's not the case. It's like identical. But having said that, given Pakistan and its intelligence services direct allegiance with the United States of America, given Pakistan's position as closer to China than India is, even though India has also moved to normalize relations, obviously, it makes me feel like this instability benefits America as the secondary player here more than it does China. That's how I feel. I can tell you who it doesn't benefit. Civilians.
This is one face of a spiraling conflict with many more. A window into a dangerous moment in an old dispute. India claims this is a terror base. Locals insist it's a mosque.
What is happening right here?
A civilian compound, they say, with schools and a seminary.
This is the mosque main area. This is the main prayer hall. This is the court, central court of the mosque. And
the missiles struck in the early hours of Wednesday morning in Marique, killing 3 men. Hansler said it felt like an earthquake.
Lots of people had already vacated a week ago, so you feared that this was coming?
Actually, the government of Pakistan thought that it could be possible that India could attack this place due to all that allegations and all that propaganda that this place is a terrorist camp.
India has long believed this is the home of Lashkar-e-Taiba, a militant group designated as a terror organization by the UN. But in recent years, the Pakistani government has taken control of the complex. India maintains it's targeting terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan. The government here flatly rejects that and denies any links to the attack on tourists in Kashmir that led to this. Islamabad, though, has for decades been accused of supporting and financing militants.
Do you accept Pakistan has a terror issue?
Pakistan is a victim of terrorism right now.
Many here want to see a strong response.
This is a matter of national dignity for Pakistan. Our elders, our army, our government look compromised. They better know what they will do.
Do you fear all-out war?
Yes, both countries are nuclear powers. We don't wish for war, but right now it looks like it might happen.
Both countries still believe they're treading carefully, but passions are running high. And this time, the rest of the world seems far less involved. Cordelia Lynch, Sky News, Marique, Pakistan.
New developments in the conflict between India and Pakistan. A Pakistani source says India launched another drone attack overnight. India has accused Pakistan of attacking it with drones. Major damage this morning near their disputed border in Kashmir. Listen to how Pakistan's ambassador to the U.S. described the recent violence between the two nations.
Started by India, escalated by India. It's the third night. Pakistan has exercised its right to self-defense.
I don't think India is behaving restrained at all. I'm going to be honest. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of the Pakistani government either. Having said that, they are the party that is demonstrating restraint. It's nutty. Okay, I'll be honest. I did not think that they would hit inside of Pakistan. I thought they would hit inside of Kashmir territory, or at least show evidence and maybe conduct a joint military operation or something, or get the go-ahead from Pakistan to allow them to conduct a military operation inside of its borders. They came in with zero evidence, and they hit inside of Pakistan borders, not just in Kashmir controlled territory. And then they said this is restraint. We're showing restraint. India did after that, but it seemingly wasn't enough, and now they're going. and going. I saw Asmongold was covering this, and if you don't cover this as equally effort, Indians who are frustrated at terrorist attacks will keep leaning away from peace. India's always favored peace in part because they didn't feel confident about defeating Pakistan. Now they do, so they're escalating. Yeah, except I already gave an example where like Balochistan separatists conducting terror attacks or whatever in Pakistan. If Pakistan's retaliation was to just start striking India, I would say that's insane. You see what I mean? The funniest part about this is like half the chat will be like, did you see the Pakistan Muslim terrorists did to the Hindus? And then the other half is like, well, you don't understand. This has nothing to do with Hindus versus Muslims, bro. All of India is united. The main military commander that speaks out for these campaigns is Muslim. You don't get it. I'm not even giving you, I know some chatters will say you're giving one-sided analysis, but if you want to see one-sided analysis, I suspect it's probably coming from Asmongold, who doesn't give a about either side at all, but automatically sides with India because it's more Israel coded, Israel adjacent, and also because they're killing Muslims, and he probably decides that like it's brown Indian versus brown Indian Muslim. That's a third additional factor involved. So that's probably how he lands on whichever side he chooses to land on that issue. But yeah, I don't think it's just Hindutva fascism. Hindutva fascism, as Arun has talked about in the chat, and it's talked about over and over again, creates a false sense of unity. It turns into just straight up nationalism, Indian nationalism. This is a great example of this as well. Again, the problem with India regarding Kashmir and also Pakistan is Indian nationalism, not just Hindutva. Every big anti-Hindutva opposition party, from liberals to the communists, thinks the de facto military occupation of Kashmir is fine and the missile strikes on Pakistan are good. Yeah, the Communist Party of India has also, from what I've seen, taken a stance where they're like supposed to be the opposition, but this time they're not. But it's interesting to see a lot of Indian chatters fall for the same line over and over again. Killing innocents in Poonch is restraint. Brother, is there ever a moment where I said Pakistan's decision making has been appropriate? I'm simply talking about action versus reaction. That's it. And in terms of action versus reaction, if India were to investigate the terror attacks, figure out who was directly responsible for it, maybe even figure out that there was Pakistani involvement from the state, and demand answers from the Pakistani state, and demand answers, and also demand a military operation within the Pakistani borders, an operation that was conducted that was professionally executed, that actually limited the civilian casualties instead of erroneously striking fucking mosques and shit, then yeah, that would be an appropriate and valid countermeasure against the terror attack that took place. That is precisely what happened after 11/26, as far as I understand, and that was a far more consequential and far bloodier affair overall. So the question I have for you right now is, why the is India not responding in the same way that they did back then? Why is it so much? Why is it that seemingly the appetite for death and destruction from Indian society, as you said, united, okay, has gotten way more aggressive? That's something that I worry about. India had Gandhi. It's the country of peace and harmony. Asmongold had a fairly balanced take. Dude, Asmongold would literally laugh at you being ethnically cleansed if you're Indian, okay? He thinks brown people are inferior. What the are you talking about? He just doesn't give a shit, but he is like seemingly siding with you, and that doesn't trigger any fucking alarm bells in your mind, okay? Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't even know that much about India versus Pakistan, but what the fuck does Asmongold know about India versus Pakistan? Holy shit. Look at the thumbnail of his last video. JD Vance, India, Pakistan is none of our business. Yeah. Pakistan Prime Minister just embarrassed himself on live TV. What actually happened in India? Muslim. Yeah, I wonder why people are looking at this and going, Asmongold has a really balanced take on this. It's two brown countries killing one another. The only reason why he's seemingly taken aside is because one of the brown guys is also Muslim on top of that. Can we blame this on Trump? Dude, how do you think this happened? JD Vance is literally the fucking Antichrist. He visited India, and then the Kashmir attack happened while he was visiting India. This is directly Donald Trump's fault. He said no more conflict around the planet. He said he was going to solve the situation with Russia and Ukraine. Day one. He said he was going to solve the situation with Israel, Palestine. Day one. We're now day 110. None of that has been solved. As a matter of fact, it's only escalated. And also on top of that, he sent his envoy, J.D. Vance, to first assassinate the former pope and put an American pope in charge, and then go to India, and death follows him everywhere he goes, obviously. So then that happened. So now he's directly responsible for India, Pakistan, two nuclear nations. Things are just getting worse and worse.
We want this thing to de-escalate as quickly as possible. We can't control these countries, though. Fundamentally, India has its gripes with Pakistan. Pakistan has responded to India. What we can do is try to encourage these folks to de-escalate a little.
Bro, not only did he do it because he was there, but his